Welcome to another horrid, despicable, abominable episode of the apocalypse. The end is nigh. I don't know if you knew that or not. And it doesn't matter if you believe it or not, or what distraction is before you. The wave is still coming. Again, that's why I've been yelling for 10 years. I've been stuck on this realm when I do not wish to be. Yet I am here because of you, for you have chosen it. So again, the time is at hand. As the good book says, the end is nigh. There are but two paths. There are but two choices. Path one, God, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, goodness, decency, fairness, the law. Path two, the imp, the Antichrist, the false prophet, the apocalypse, Armageddon, plague, the lake. Choose now. Congratulations, you have chosen the apocalypse. And since you have unwisely chosen the apocalypse, you are in urgent need of a guide. Unfortunately for me, I happen to be that guide, your humble guide. Nicholas, so good to see you, a bloody gayin. Allow me some water. Okay, let's start with this. Random commenter. They're taking our tax dollars and using them to terrorize us. This isn't public safety, it's state-sanctioned terror. They call the people they are terrorizing, and by they, I mean the Reich, terrorists. They call the people they are beating up. One guy they blinded in one eye. That's not a joke. Another guy they shot as he was running away. A woman they killed. We all saw that on tape. A woman they shot 5 times. That's the short list. The point is, they call the citizen a terrorist for not liking what's going on, for dare blowing a whistle, honking the horn, filming, getting upset by mass goons terrorizing their fucking city. They get to pay for it, one, with their tax dollars. All of you do. Marks. You get to pay for your own subjugation, literally, complete with bonuses and shit. Shit that you don't even get. Yet you paying the bill, son. Every day, all day. And they burn it through your money like fucking water. Literally, this is your reality, okay? This is our reality, whether we're in that state or not. The Reich, Donnie on down, unleashed a force of terrorist goons to come incite and commit violence in multiple cities in America at a time. In other words, we are under assault by a group of terrorist thugs, rapists, murderers. You know, all the things they call the illegal immigrants. They literally released a group of those people that Donnie likes to talk about all the time, except they're not illegal immigrants. They're traitors to our nation. And what's astounding, what's so astounding, is how many of them aren't even white. God, that's sad. You expect one here or there in a white supremacist movement. There's always turncoats, traitors, people that betray their own people. There's always that. This movement, though, every other voice I hear, son, is a Latin one with a Spanish accent that I can tell grew up in a Spanish family. Yet they betray in their own people. I see a lot of black ICE agents as well. That's astounding to me how many there are. Everybody knows what this is. Everybody's known what right-wing politics has been. The core of it, racism. Yet so many ethnic minorities are going along. That means it's over, son. State-sanctioned terror paid for, but with your money. That's what you are living through right now. You are under assault by a force unleashed on you by the government. I don't really consider them a government anymore. They're a Reich that's interested in power and subjugation, and that's it. They're not governing jack fucking shit. The Reich has unleashed a force of mass goons with guns against you. Now they're openly admitting that we're not just out there looking for illegal immigrants. Anybody standing around that we feel like grabbing, they're just saying it out loud now. In other words, rubes, marks, non-rubes, everyone. Exactly what I said would happen. Exactly what I said this was. That whole illegal immigrant thing you dumbass rubes love so much, that persecution, that was the doorway to get to your dumbass Cletus. And they getting there. Anyone standing around. And again, it eventually we'll get to the point where I told you. Maybe you get mad one day. Maybe you're a rube. Maybe you down with all this. Maybe you say Donnie's an asshole one day. Maybe he costs you the farm or something. Who fucking knows? Whatever it is, whatever he takes from you, because he's going to take from you. All of you. Everyone. You start speaking the truth one day. Someone reports you. You get a knock on the door. Or worse. Yeah, that's going to come to all your doors too. They don't just want to subjugate some of us. Morons. State-sanctioned terror. Say it with me, class. You are literally living that right now, and your money's paying for it. And your money will pay for every annexed country, every annexed barrel of oil. As Donnie puts the money in the bank account in Qatar. You fucking idiots. And you know who I'm talking to. A force has been unleashed upon America of masked goons, rapists, murderers, thieves. And boy, do they love beating up women. There's just video after video. Again, they treat people like they're fucking, serial killers. And we're debating this? What's sad that there's even one American that's down? I pity you. The lake is your destiny. Breaking news. I saw this when I first fucking woke up. Trump threatens to invoke Insurrection Act after Minneapolis protests. When Donnie talks about not having elections, invoking insurrection, he's putting it out there and so he can gauge the reaction. And he's putting it out there because he knows he's going to do it in the future. And the idea is already in your head. He's spoken of it several times now. Expect martial law. Expect Insurrection Act. He's saying it for a reason. He's not just saying it for fun. Expect it. You can't have, a good subjugated population without martial law, son. I mean, come on now. And here's a Donnie post. So sad I got to spend my waning years on this planet and in existence because of you cunts reading this. If the corrupt politicians of Minnesota don't obey the law and stop the professional agitators, yes, it's the public that's the professional paid agitating force, not the mass goons funded with your tax money. They're not the paid agitators. All those people are out on the streets protesting before ICE got there, right? No, that was the intention. They've deployed a bunch of terrorists against you. And they're going to keep going until they get the violence they're looking for. And if they don't get it, they'll create it. So no, it's the mass cunts with the machine guns financed with your money, well financed, that is. They're the paid agitators, professional insurrectionists, professional agitators. Literally, again, straight inversion here. Purely of the devil. From attacking the patriots of ICE. Yes, the patriots in masks. Right. Who are only trying to do their job. And their job is to terrorize communities till they get the Reichstag fire. That's what they're looking for. Then the martial law. And it's for all of you, son. It ain't just for Minnesota. That's what you cunts don't understand. And you know who I'm talking to. It's for all of you. It's got to start somewhere, doesn't it? It's just starting in Minnesota. It's coming to a theater near you, son. It always does. Read any history book, any tyrannical Reich-type movement, moron. It always knocks on everybody's door. It has to. Why, son? Why? I'll tell you what I know that you can't even fathom. Why does it happen time and time again? Why is it the same thing over and over? Some worthless goddamn cunt shat out of some fucking worthless woman who mothered it, who wanted to fucking rule the world. Every time it's the same exact pattern. They all want the same thing. They want control of every human under their dominion. They want to control the entire world. Why does that always happen? The devil, son. That's who it's for. Every goddamn time. Because there's only one king of the earth and he's coming soon. I assume. And his name is Jesus. So no cunt tyrant or $3 imp can ever be king of the earth, son. Not like Christ, the legitimate king. We're on imp earth now. And on imp earth, while the imp has his half-assed dominion, he picks worthless scumbag tyrant over and over again throughout history to be his antichrist. Now we're on the final one, the actual antichrist. I'm talking about worthless, just abject, worthless afterbirth runoff in the gutter where they should have been. Caligula, Nero, Adolf Hitler, Genghis fucking Khan, Just every fucking tyrant throughout history. Same fucking thing. Just a worthless nothing to society. That we all would have been better off had they never been born. And the best part is, again, what I know, and you people can't fathom, that are down with all this. Best part is they're going to the lake. They're all going to the same place. Because that's where they belong. And what does that mean? That best part. That means they were dead before they were born. They never existed. They're not in the book of life. I don't know how that is balanced out in the equation after this piece of shit show is over. But it sounds good to me. In other words, they were never born. They never lived. They were dead before they were born. That's the best part. So the Insurrection Act coming soon, and Donnie keeps saying it lately. That means he's going to do it. This is George Conway commenting on that comment I just read you about the Insurrection Act. Trump is a criminal who should be in jail, not the White House. ICE is a band of lawless goons who shouldn't be allowed to carry guns and badges. And the citizens who peacefully protest the administration's violence against our nation are the true patriots. That's just the straight truth, yeah. And it's a shame that everything in Donnie's comments a goddamn lie. In service of him being king of the earth. Not the slightest exaggeration. Everything Conway said is the truth. It's a shame the other one's the president. The liar, criminal, rapist, pedophile, mass murderer, Antichrist. I honestly thought the war against Denmark would come before the war against Minnesota. Exactly. That's what you're witnessing. The Reich has waged a war complete with 3,000 masked goons with machine guns against a city, or against a state even. That's literally what you're watching. You understand that. In America. For no reason these goons are there. They ain't there for illegal fucking immigrants. You don't need 3,000 agents for illegal immigrants, you goddamn morons. You need 3,000 for you. In case you want to come out and protest. So they can make an example. There's a war against Minnesota right now. And it's financed with taxpayer money. And it was deployed against Minnesota by the Reich. Donnie, all of them. And even after they straight murder a woman 3 times to the face, they triple down and promote it, and they protect the murderer as if he's a hero. If you down with any of it, you only have one place, son. You understand that, right? There's only one place for you. And it's deadly serious. I know it doesn't matter to you people, and you know who I'm talking to again. This ain't just another politician, and I know you know that anyway. This is evil, and evil you can't imagine. There's a person, I might be getting the name wrong, Sasha Riley, a man. And I knew it would come out eventually. And I knew it would be men. Says when he was a boy, his adopted father or something allowed Epstein clients to party with the child and do very bad things. And he named about 4 or 5 people that are in our face every day. Jim Jordan, Andy Biggs, I believe, Donnie, others. That had experiences with the little boy. And he's been telling this story for years. And people are really taking a look at it now. I can't even go into the details on camera. I could probably get away with saying it, but I don't want to. But what's being said behind closed doors, what you don't know, what I've always known about this motherfucker and the people he surrounds himself with, Leon, others. There is the sickest shit going on that I can't even speak out loud. That's how goddamn fucking evil it is. I can't even say it. It's too vile. But I always knew, Donnie, and Mr. Biggs and Jordan and others. I always knew it was in you. And again, that's why I've been yelling for 10 fucking years. We see so much evil on the surface with these people. My God, just abominable fucking evil. So, son, imagine what the fuck goes on behind closed doors. And I'm not talking about basements that don't exist in pizza shops. What this boy described, he's not a boy anymore, but he was when the events took place, and I believe him. Is the exact evil of pure Satan that they don't talk about and they don't show you, but we know it goes on. And they've put some of it in movies, things that way over that's just beyond the pale of even remote sanity and decency. I'm talking about so far over the line of evil, son, it's just, you can't speak it. That's what that man describes. I told you these people worship an entity that's real, son. And these activities that this man describes that happened to him, and I believe him, are exactly what would go on in a straight Satan type group. And again, I'm not talking like you see in the movies, like your neighbor down the street. I'm talking about some real shit, son, again, that I can't even speak out loud. Types of things that go on. What I'm trying to say to you is, yeah, Donnie's, yeah, he's that evil. Just what we've seen in front of us, my God, is abject. But then again, there's things we can't even speak that go on in this shite realm, and I mean shite. You know, the similar stuff like all of you people in the right-wing grift machine that are probably into that. We're pointing the finger at liberals and saying they were doing. Take it 10 times further than that, and that's Donnie and the boys. And the difference between what I'm saying and what all you right-wing machine cunts have been saying is everything you were saying was goddamn lies. And the real shit was you, Benny Johnson, Mike Johnson, Donnie, Lindsey Graham. I could go on. The real shit was you people. And everybody fucking knows it. My point is, as evil as what I present to you is on the surface, these people are doing, saying, promoting, making happen. That's not the full extent of the evil. It goes much deeper to things, again, son, we can't even speak out loud. That's how bad they is. No, it wasn't Hillary Clinton, son. I'm sorry. It was you and your heroes. Many of them at the top right now in the Reich. My God, the things they've done behind closed doors. You don't even want to know. I don't want to know as much as I already know. I wish I could be more specific, but I shouldn't. I just leave it alone. Yeah, I honestly thought the war against Denmark would come before the war against Minnesota. Yes, there's a war against a state, and it's deployed by our own government called the Reich right now. Dead serious, exactly what I said would happen. I said that umbrella would expand outward, and it wouldn't just be illegal immigrants. Boy, is it expanded outward. They admitting straight on TV. I watched two of them today, the past couple days. High-level Reich members. Yeah, anyone standing around, we're looking to grab them too. Yeah. Exactly like I said. And I'm not saying that, son, again, because it makes me feel good. I'm saying it because I made a bunch of predictions, very bold ones, before any of this bullshit happened. Before the election, even. A lot of them. Everything pretty much come true to the letter. Even more than my wildest dreams could have imagined. And just one example again, that commercial for fucking Gaza, Trump Gaza. Again, are we in a movie where the Antichrist shows you he's the Antichrist by making a commercial with the satanic AI that has a gold statue of himself on the Holy Land, for fuck's sake? And that's not good enough. He has to show us gold trinkets of himself being sold by peasant street vendors and little children running around with balloons of his head. I mean, again, are we in a movie? So yeah, the predictions have come true even faster, and almost every one. And again, I'm not psychic. I have some feelings here and there. Some things I just say, some things are straight from scripture. Some things I just feel. But that story is the framework of every prediction. And I knew when I made those predictions, if these don't come true, I'm going to look real fucking stupid. Took a leap of faith, I guess you could say. And I was hoping I was dead goddamn wrong. Again, son, that's the difference between me and everyone else you watch on TV. I want to be wrong. So bad. You don't understand how bad. So yeah, the war against Minnesota by the Reich happened before the war against Denmark. And again, I told you before the election, right when he won, yeah, he's going to use the military against you, us, and all those territories they want to annex. Yeah, they're going to do that too. Already got one. Went to the Holy Land first. And you know why? Because the crazy guy in sunglasses said all roads lead to the Holy Land. Way before Donnie got to the Holy Land. Oh, God, the puppy killer. Are you okay? Take a look at it first so you know what we're dealing with. Some greasy extensions and shit. Are you okay with federal agents and officers violating people's Fourth Amendment rights by asking for papers without reasonable suspicion? Yes, son. Every joke you've heard over the decades by political pundits. Yeah, we're at the papers, please moment, and this and blah, 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 blah. No. Now we are. No, I'm on camera for 20 minutes today making that point. Oh, yeah, we can stop you and ask for your papers. She didn't word it exactly like that, but yeah, that's what she said. Do you understand where you are, son? You are at the papers, please. So if you even look a little ethnic, you may have a problem. Even if you're white European, maybe you just look a little ethnic. You may have a problem, son. You got thousands of mass idiots looking to make 1,000 a body. You fucking idiots. Every single action that our ICE officers take is according to the law and following protocols that we have used for years. They are doing everything correctly, and including shooting a woman 3 times in the face. Is that doing everything correctly? So you're saying you want to murder people? Yeah, they do. Yeah. So we get the same answer we always get when she's straight up confronted with her crimes and her Gestapo's crimes. We always follow the law. Can you get me another Xanax, please? I think my extensions are coming loose because I'm losing my hair. I've heard this answer so many times by this cunt. We always follow the law. Really? Because I just saw a tape the other day of fat fuck Johnny capping a woman 3 times in the face. You anorexic goddamn ghoul. Full of pox. You are at papers, please, and she defended that idea twice today. You don't understand how serious that is, I assume, but I do. When they're not afraid to defend papers, please, anymore, because most politicians would run from that question. You're at papers, please, son, and they saying it's okay, and it's a guy in a mask with a gun asking. Door to door has been promoted and preached by these people for about a week and a half now, son. I told you, everybody get that. It might not be for you at the moment, but don't worry, it'll be back. They always are. They always do come back. They're following the law. The videos I'm seeing are fucking horrifying. I mean, just whole areas full of gas. Different color gases they're using now, different kinds of gas. On the civilian population, cunts. America looks like a goddamn war zone. And it didn't look like that before the mass cunts with guns because of you cunts that voted for this and that preached the gospel of Satan. Now America looks like a war zone full of mass goons in full tactical gear, as if they're going to war in Iraq or something, to harass, attack the public, and kidnap them. We are at Papers, Please. We are at our military deployed against us. We are at the mass Gestapo personal police force with absolute immunity have been deployed against us. They are in a literal war against the people of Minnesota right now. Annexed country took the Holy Land first. Donnie mentioned the Board of Peace again today. We'll get to it. I'm spending way too... You know what? I need to take a break. It's very cold here tonight. It's 48 degrees. It never gets that cold here. And I'm not used to it no more. The cold really hits me hard now. Because I've been down here for years, unfortunately. Never wanted to be one of those people that lived in Florida either. I was never, I'm going to go retire now, or I just want to get to a tropical. No, I hate the heat. But it's one cold night. It's a little annoying. And I'm not used to it no more. Son? Ugh. Shit. Did I turn the heat off? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Oh, I'll put that back on. Okay. The pock-faced, anorexic, puppy-killing Satanist. Do you think ICE officers need de-escalation training? Yeah, I'm sure that would help. See, again, why are we pretending they weren't given instructions before they were deployed? Do whatever you want. You got immunity. You want to kill somebody? You want to beat people up? You want to rape? You want to steal? You want to do whatever? Do it. That's what you're out there for. The officers we have out there are very highly trained and skilled, specific for the operations they're doing. They're utilizing the most gifted individuals on these operations. That's gifted not in the traditional sense of the word. Unfortunately, gifted murderers, gifted kidnappers. Where do you learn that at? Gifted thieves, gifted pedophiles, because I believe like 2 of them have been busted for that already. Gifted kidnappers and murderers. That's where we're at. Will it lead to more deadly killings of Minnesota if the Insurrection Act is invoked? Can you believe we're talking about this? In America, son. What a shame. If anything doesn't change with Governor Walz, I don't anticipate the streets getting any safer or more peaceful. Yeah, she's saying they're going to kill more people if you don't submit to the Reich. That's literally what she's saying. Oh, I don't know how this got in here. Leon doing a Nazi salute. I don't know how that got there. It just, I don't know, must have slipped in by mistake. Again, back when he did it, I probably said the same thing. In case you're wondering where this is all going, what it all is, never forget this moment. This is the truth, son. He was fucked up on ecstasy and Special K, and he got happy. He thought he had bought the Antichrist, bought the presidency. Nope. He bought a foot up the ass. Thanks for the 250 million, 300 million. Thanks for the money you gave me after I put my foot up your ass. Remember he was crying right after he got the foot up the ass? I don't think I'm going to donate to political parties anymore. Why? Because you can't be roomies with Donnie. You can't be co-chancellor. You can't take over like Adolf Hitler did. That's what you were trying to do, right, Leon? You thought you were Adolf, right, Leon? Nope. Donnie's Adolf. I'm sorry. You didn't get the blessing. You got the foot up the ass. But don't worry, he's still a huge part of the Reich. And Donnie has allowed him back in the circle. And Donnie has continued to give him welfare. And remember when they had the falling out, Donnie let him know, if I take the welfare away, you go back to South Africa with nothing. Amazing. Amazing to watch. And that fat cunt will get so much more of your money. All 3 of his business, the AI one, I believe he got a big chunk of money for that, of yours. The rocket business, my God, you're paying for all that. And then the car business, you paid for damn near all that too. This meme from the White House is from a neo-Nazi book that promotes anti-Semitic conspiracies and praises Hitler as being right. They're using Nazi fonts, Nazi slogans, referencing Nazi books, and using Nazi tactics. This isn't a coincidence. They're showing us who they are. What did the crazy guy in sunglasses say? Since January, I said the facade would drop more and more, didn't I? Yes, I did say that. That's what you're seeing. We're at Papers, Please being defended by government people in your face on camera. They're not ashamed. The press ain't calling them out on it. You've got a mass Gestapo attacked numbers of 3,000 against an American city, literally causing civil unrest murder, violence against the population that pay their goddamn salary. You're already there, son. The facade has dropped so much. We got concentration camp infrastructure being openly discussed. We had concentration camps, I mean, almost right from the beginning. The Bukele thing, my God, a death camp you never leave. 15 million of your money went to that. The one in the swamp in Florida that everyone gets a big laugh about. That's still going, I assume. I'm sure many atrocities are being committed as we speak. One man died in ICE custody recently. The coroner is about to say it's a homicide and he was choked, and there's a witness that says he was choked to death by guards. Concentration camp infrastructure, mass police force deployed against you, Nazi fonts and slogans being used, Nazi salute to start it off on Inauguration Day. Donnie wants to build a ballroom and an arch just like Hitler wanted to build. When Hitler wanted to make Berlin the capital of the world, that's documented, known. That's not conjecture. That's not conspiracy theory. Do you believe you're in a Reich yet, son? Do you understand why I use that word from second one? Let's take a look at some. Which Way Greenland Man? This is the White House that put this out. And this person is saying that came from... This is from a neo-Nazi book that promotes anti-Semitic conspiracies and praises Hitler as being right. This picture here, put out by the White House. You know, making jokes about annexing Greenland. A territory that one of our, well, former allies has the right to, has dominion over. Here's another one. I showed you this the other day. Blessed are the peacemakers, the Nazi font they are using. That looks like a fucking military helicopter. I mean, it's amazing to use a military helicopter for blessed are the peacemakers in Nazi fucking font. They letting you know, son, facade dropping. Wait till it really drops when that martial law comes. Because, again, that's coming before midterms. You understand that, right? That's this November. That means martial law before this November. You get that, right? Just so we're on the same page. And if you're wondering if that's true or not, just look at the Nazi font right here. That'll help you understand where you actually goddamn are. Again, I was never making comparisons to Nazis. I was saying these are Nazis. And again, if you're wondering if they're Nazis, look at this one more time, son. And again, inversion of reality, we bomb, not we, the Reich is bombing every damn country you can think of, annexing whole countries, stealing their oil, about to annex a country that belongs to one of our allies. Peacemaker, you say? Inversion of reality, straight up. They changed the Department of Defense to the Department of War. Peacemakers don't do that, son. Here's another one. America is for Americans. Embrace Americanism. And of course, they show the white man's face on the mountain. And that is from the U.S. Department of Labor. I showed you this the other day. Nazi slogan. One homeland, one people, one heritage. Remember who you are. Again, a white man with a probably wig on. Another straight up Nazi slogan, and everyone knows that they're not hiding it again. The facade is just dropping, son. I knew it would. After all this insanity is over, all former ICE agents should have to join a registry just like sex offenders, where we can know where they live, not let them live near schools, daycares, parks, make them check in yearly, make them take mandatory courses on basic empathy. I'd be in favor of this idea if there was a future, but there's not. So, as funny as this is, I wouldn't need to know where they live. I would like it if our society made it through this, which it won't. I'm sorry. I didn't choose it. I'm just stuck in it, man. I would like a registry of just the names of who was ICE agents. Because that bullshit that's gone on throughout history where people take part in abject subjugation of their fellow citizens because they get something out of it because they're evil cunts. And then they just kind of blend back into society after it's over. Nah, I don't like that. I don't think you should be able to do that. So it'd be nice to know the names and all that. Uh, yeah. I just wanted to show you what it looks like. This is the Guardian. UPenn faculty condemn Trump administration's demand for lists of Jews. I took a quick look at the article because I wanted to make sure this wasn't dramatics, even though I already know they're going to round up Jews eventually. They're Nazis. It has to happen. The government appeared to ask for a list of any Jewish faculty. I'm not sure how many of the student type people's names they wanted. Do you hear me, son? Why did they want a list of Jewish faculty? What was their stated purpose? For their protection, we want to protect the Jewish, people in general. The Reich is the protector of the Jews, even though they're Nazis that do Nazi salutes and shit. That makes sense, right? For security purposes. And I know you wouldn't mind if they started off with liberal college type Jews, right? They're okay to kill, right, cunts? Destined for the goddamn lake? That's what you're thinking right now, right? That's what you will be thinking when it happens, right? When they go after them first. They won't just want the liberal Jews, son. They'll just start there. Morons. In scripture, it talks about when they say peace and safety, peace and security, sudden destruction, shit like that. That's in the end times. That is talking about. I never thought I'd hear more about peace and safety and security than the George Bush Jr. years with all the terrorism and attacks on 9/11 and shit like that. I thought maybe we were in it then for a minute. But now it's been taken to a whole new level. Every action is justified by it's for security or national security or whatever. Every action. Be it bombing a country, annexing a country, deploying people, deploying military against us. Everything, there's two words used: terrorism, security, over and over again. Justifies every single action by the Reich. And again, we have George Bush Jr. and Dick Cheney and those people to thank for, if we label you a terrorist, all your rights go away. We can take you to fucking Mars and torture you. That's what George Bush Jr. did. Or I should say, Dick Cheney did. That's why they can get away with now every decision that violates the Constitution and the law, morality, decency, whatever. They just say security, terrorism. And what's also interesting is every agenda that they apply the security or terrorism name to is nefarious on their part, the Reich's part. So knowing that, and knowing they're Nazis. And again, if you're wondering, Inauguration Day, I showed you the Nazi salute. Do I need to show you again, son? So knowing these facts, these indisputable fucking facts, what do you think the list of Jews is for? The college is fighting it, by the way. You can thank them for that. Assholes who voted for this that happen to be Jewish. You can thank them for trying to protect you for a minute. It won't work in the end. Lists of autistic children. Lists of Jews on faculty. Because we're the protector of the Jews. Do you think the Reich wants those lists for good purposes? Or do you think, like Adolf Hitler, since they're Nazis, well, they want the autistic list because eugenics? That's goddamn obvious. They want the list of Jews. Do I even need to say it? Facade dropping, son. These are Nazis again. Do you think they said, you know what? We're all going to be Nazis, but that one core tenet of Nazism where we don't like Jews and we want to round them up and kill them all, we're just going to put that to the side and forget about it forever and let it go. And we'll just be the rest of the Nazi thing. Do you think that's what they said? No, they didn't. A game is being played. Donnie needs the Jewish people in Israel for something. I assume the temple and other things. I assume Donnie might know who he is. I don't know. He really needs Bibi for something, and he ain't letting it go right now. I personally assume it's the temple. He wants to be the one, just like all the other things he got to put his name on. Stole a woman's goddamn Peace Prize today. Donnie loves putting his name on other things, historic moments. whether he knows he's the Antichrist or not. He still knows that temple would be one of the most historic fucking things that ever happened on this planet if that third temple gets built. He gets to slap his name on it. He gets to make it about him the day it happens, son. And you know it's going to happen, son. Even you know that if that thing gets built, Donnie going to be all about it there the day it opens, about him. And it's prophesied again that the Antichrist does something in that temple, at that temple, or a statue is put in the temple that has been done before. Something involving the Antichrist and that temple is just an utter offense to God, one of the greatest offenses. I assume Donnie will say he's God or something, or demand worship at the temple. If he's not a vegetable by then. They're already making AI videos of him. I don't know if you noticed. I don't even notice them right away. That's how good they are. Everyone else makes fun of them. But I'm not going into videos looking for AI of the president, of an official White House presentation. But they've done it a few times already. That's another thing you people need to realize. Whether he dies, turns to a vegetable, it doesn't matter. We're getting AI Donnie. You understand that. That's why they're doing those things. That's why they do 2, 3, 5-minute presentations, full AI of Donnie presenting something. They're training the AI with his posts as well, I can tell. That AI will be Donnie. As much as you can put into a computer algorithm. That's what they're doing. So again, son, it doesn't matter if he dies, lives, vegetable, you get an AI Donnie. They have a plan for that already. They had it before January again. As you're crossing your fingers, hoping this fucker chokes on a cheeseburger or his heart finally gives out or whatever. It doesn't matter. That's what you don't realize. This is a movement and they seize in the goddamn moment. So if he makes it to the battlefield as a vegetable or not at all, AI Donnie's still going to make it. They are not letting us go. List of Jews. Go read the article for your fucking self, The Guardian or wherever. UPenn. Condemn Trump administration's demand for lists of Jews, and take a look at the article. See if it bothers you. We want the list of autistic kids because, we want to help them, says the brainworm guy who wants to put a wearable on you, son. We want the list of Jews because we want to protect them, says the Antichrist. Yeah, that's believable. Look, I knew this 10 years ago, and I've told people, Jewish people that I know over the years, if he's who I think he is, he's going to be so bad for the Jewish people. Because there's one people that the devil's really gone after. Just since day one, the Jewish people, Christians eventually. But Christianity wasn't a thing till 2,000 years ago. So the Jews were always the target, man. So it makes sense that white supremacy in the modern era, and it goes back before Hitler too, to Rome. There's this strange hatred of Jews. The Jewish people, a lot of them look like white Europeans. You know what I mean? Like there's not that much difference in skin color and all that. To pick on, to see as different. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It almost doesn't make sense in the white supremacist ideology. People that look different than whites, I get why they hate them. They're different than whites. They don't like anything that's not white. Okay, that makes sense. But, I've known a lot of Jewish people. They look very, similar. Yet they're hated by this weird white supremacist movement. All the way back in 1945, all the way through America, we had the Klan. We still got the Klan. They hate Jews. It just almost doesn't make sense. Yet they're hated. You know why? Again, the devil's son. He's all over that white supremacist thing, and it's obvious. He's attached himself to it since 1945. He's made that his thing. That's why the Jews are included. The dark-skinned people from Africa that were enslaved, they look different than white people. It was easier for the whites to see them as other because of that difference, that stark difference. With Jewish people, that's not there. Again, that's how I know this weird addition of the Jewish people into the white supremacist doctrine of hatred. It's further evidence for me it's of the devil, because it doesn't make much sense to me. It never did. One more time, lists of Jews from a college they want. That's fucking terrifying. And no, I'm not buying the excuse that it's for security purposes, for their safety, that the Reich, full of Nazis, subjugating its own fucking people, is the protector of the fucking Jews. Nah, I'm not buying that. Trump to Reuters about the midterm elections. When you think of it, we shouldn't even have an election. And Donnie was saying that we're doing so great. Everything's going so wonderful. He means for him. He says for you and America, but he means for him. And shit's going great for him. He's making, I don't know, $1 billion an hour with the 97 grifts he's got going. So he was basically saying, yeah, we're doing so good. I mean, when you think of it, why even have an election? And we know what Donnie means by that. He means I'm going to get killed in the midterms. I'm going to get impeached, arrested, all this other shit. And I'm not going to let that happen. He's letting you know again. This is Skeletor. She wore the brown coat again. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Sorry. Let me drink some water. Again, brown in clothing, such a great color, especially for jackets. This was a European reporter who made it into the White House. I'm sure they checked his credentials and his background and fucking everything. So he's a reporter, and they let him in, and they sat him in the fucking briefing room. You know, there's not that many seats. There's not 1 million reporters that get in there every day. With that context, let's continue. Levitt, for some reason, asked this man because he was asking about Renee Good, and Levitt decided to flip the script on him. I don't know why. Why was Renee Good unfortunately and tragically killed? That's Levitt asking him, and he looks like this. Levitt in her hideous brown jacket. And the guy's like, wait, are you asking me my opinion? And she's like, yes. I was even shocked. He was shocked. The Reich's asking an opinion from a reporter. That isn't one of their shills sitting over in the special kids seat. Because an ICE agent acted recklessly and killed her unjustifiably. I would have said an ICE agent murdered her. So Levitt flipped the fuck out. They don't have, they don't tolerate that. They don't tolerate the truth. Oh, okay, so you're a biased reporter with a biased opinion. You're a left-wing hack. And she went on and on. She just berated this guy. She didn't really deny anything that he said. She just berated him. And several of the questions today, I mean, she just lost it and just went on a tangent and a tirade. And this guy, my God, she just went off just for like 2 minutes on him. And he let her say everything. I would have been yelling shit back personally. Because you're probably never going to get invited back after you say that on camera in front of the whole fucking earth watches these. So you might as well go for it after you got your nut off with saying she was murdered. You might as well go for it and just while she's berating you, just yell shit out. And she was calling him a hack, a fake reporter, as if you're not a real reporter. You're pretending you're a reporter, blah, 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 blah. Bitch, he came to another country, got access to the White House, got to sit in the briefing room. Again, there's not that many chairs in the briefing room for press. It's a big deal to get in. Believe me, they know his background. Believe me, they know he's a real reporter. But she's got to tell these lies for you out there, the rube. Because he stated the truth. And she can't have you walking away with the truth. Not that it would save us now. It's too late. We're all fucked. Including the rube. Many of them have already learned that the hard way. So, yeah, if you dare say the truth in front of Miss Levitt that woman was killed, you get berated for 2 minutes. The guy handled it well. I would have yelled more shit out, though. I wouldn't have let her just go on for 2 minutes saying this and that about me. When she called him a hack journalist or whatever, or a fake journalist, you're not a real journalist, I'd be like, you're a propagandist. You stand here and lie every day. Might as well, go all the way with it. Again, Miss Levitt, Trump has talked twice in recent days about canceling the election. Why is he talking about this? What did she say, class? The president was simply joking. The old line we've been hearing for 10 years. Every time Donnie said something vile and then followed through. Every time Donnie introduced some vile concept or policy and then followed through. I had to hear this for 10 years from you cunts. He's joking. Every vile thing, he was just joking. No, he was never joking. And here's the thing, son. He's 1,000 times more vile than you even know. You haven't seen behind closed doors. You don't want to. So I have to ask Rubes, is he just, or he was just joking thing? And anybody, does that still work on you people? After the mass goons that have just been deployed against one city and they've been all across the country for months. After they murder a woman on the street, we all watch it on tape. After he annexes an entire country and their oil. After he takes a peace prize from the winner. When he says he wants to annex Greenland, Canada, Mexico. When he opens concentration camps. He's just joking about canceling the election. No, he's not, and he will. And again, I told you that all the way back. I knew they can't have legitimate election when you're doing Adolf Hitler shit. It's not popular. Right-wing politics has not been popular, again, since before I was born. They've been gerrymandering, cheating, doing anything they can to stop people from voting. Look, if you cunts cared about voting and the right wing cared about voting, it'd be a national holiday. That's how I know you cunts and your politicians don't care about voting. You don't want people to vote. You know why? Because you're miserable, soulless fucks. And you know your policies are evil and terrible. You know you stand for nothing. You know you're not appealing. You're just part of a, I don't know, worthless power struggle. And you know you're not liked by the majority. Yet you want to impose your will. That's why we see, maps shaped like ducks. We're way past the point of he was joking. Donnie has the full spirit now. He is the Antichrist. This going all the fucking way. And again, if the deployment of your own military against you, mass goods, kidnapping and murdering people, including U.S. citizens, that woman that was murdered, and 170 have been arrested that we know of so far. So yeah, that's all real. Concentration camps, annexation. He got the Holy Land. Does anyone believe he's joking about canceling the election? Because he's not. Be prepared for martial law, insurrection act, a war, whatever they got to do. It will not happen. I already told you, your last president was Joe Biden. Your last election was Joe Biden's election. You don't have a government anymore. You have a dictatorship. You are in a Nazi Reich. It will go the same route Germany went. It's already halfway there. 3/4. What am I talking about? Easy 3/4. Just a little bit of the facade to drop. Where they go full police state on us, martial law, where they just, whatever the dictator says from that point forward. And then when they start the real roundups, rounding up Jews, rounding up any ethnic minority they don't like. I'm talking full U.S. citizens, everything. Rounding up dissenters, arresting any liberal they can get their hands on. That's when the full facade is gone. The president was simply joking about the election not happening, him canceling it. So remember, when Donnie declares martial law and cancels the election, remember this statement by Miss Levitt 10 years into the pseudo reign and not reign of Donnie, where we watched him follow through on so many jokes. Amazing they still say that. You said that Trump was joking about canceling the elections. Are you saying that the president finds the idea of canceling the elections funny? I'm sure he does. Were you in that room? No, you weren't. I was in the room. Only someone like you would take that so seriously. Again, remember this remark by this cunt with the tic-tac nose. In a few months, when Donnie declares martial law and cancels the fucking midterms. Remember she said this. Remember Donnie was just joking. Stephen Miller on the phone. This is clearly an insurgency against the federal government. If you can't see, this man is straight up the modern Goebbels, for fuck's sake. He reeks of it. You are blind. If you like that he's the modern Goebbels, you are evil and destined for the lake. Good luck, son. The reason why Stephen the Ghoul has been using the word insurgency, and he's used a few different other words, revolt against the federal government. Again, these are the same arguments the Nazis used. He's using that playbook. Insurgency, revolt, insurrection. You'll see Stephen the Ghoul use all those words. He's using them so they can, invoke the Class Insurrection Act. That's why these words are being used. Okay? Trump threatened invoking the Insurrection Act today in a Truth Social post. What would it take for him to invoke the Insurrection Act? This is Miss Levitt again. That's only a question the president can answer. I think the president's Truth Social post spoke very loud and clear. It's despicable what we're seeing from these Democrat politicians. That would be Democratic, again, hillbilly, $3 propagandist who says that word on purpose. And God, it irks me. I just hear stupid when I hear it. And they say it, they dumb themselves even down because they know the rubes respond to the word Democrat. That's how. Never mind. What's despicable is us watching ICE agents murder people. ICE agents commit violence. Gestapo commit violence. Gestapo incite violence. Gestapo gassing entire neighborhoods and crowds. Gestapo macing people when they drive by their cars if they're filming them. I've seen the videos. Point blank macing people with huge doses, canister of, these people were intentionally set loose with instructions, do whatever you want, and you have absolute immunity. Stephen the Ghoul yells it on TV every day. So no, it's not despicable what's coming from the Democratic politicians. What's despicable is Miss Levitt and the Reich and Donnie. They're all of Satan, and they all go in straight in the lake of fire. Levitt on European countries deploying troops to Greenland. I don't think troops from Europe impact the president's decision-making process, nor does it impact his goal of the acquisition of Greenland at all. You know why it doesn't impact, morons? Because you, the idiot in fatigues, you're the one that's going to die for it. You that doesn't put the gun down and says, I'll be the hand of Satan, I'll be the hand of the Reich. I'll go take Greenland. You might have to fight for it, son. And you might not come home. That's why Donnie doesn't mind if all of Europe has troops on Greenland that may kill you. Because Europe has some shit, son. I'm here to tell you. I watched a video today. I was damn surprised. Canada has submarines. And the video shows 2 Canadian submarines at 2 different times snuck right up on an American warship. And they got it in their sights. What I'm trying to say, son, yeah, Canada has real weapons. United Kingdom has real weapons. France has real weapons. Other countries have real weapons. So, some of you in the fatigues are going to be the ones that die for Donnie's dreams to be king of the earth. And, you know, him and the mineral companies, Leon, they want to drill up Greenland and own it. You might die for that. I'm just letting you know. That's why Donnie doesn't care if Europe puts troops. Because you're going to die, moron, not him. He's going to be at Mar-a-Lago eating lobster on taxpayer dime. Moron. Good luck. Stephen the Ghoul again. In Minnesota, the insurrectionists have come out of hiding. They're confronting our officers on the street. They're being arrested. This is a national security priority. More arrests of insurrectionists are being made every day. Wait a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. Roops? I thought they just wanted illegal aliens. This guy talking about insurrectionists. That's code for U.S. citizens. Cunts! The umbrella has widened. The guys in masks with the machine guns aren't just going after illegal aliens. Now they're going after insurrectionists. Wait, I thought that wasn't their mandate. I thought they were only for illegal aliens, Reich? Rubes? No? No, they're for you too, asshole. And it won't be just the liberals getting grabbed. Don't worry. Don't worry. More arrests of insurrectionists are being made every day, and each of them provide us an opportunity to learn more about the network from a law enforcement and national security standpoint. There is no network. The network has been deployed on you, paid for by you, and you're being called insurrectionists and terrorists. When Stephen and Donnie pardoned all the people that actually did try and overthrow our government. Inversion of reality again. But the real point of this, morons that voted for this, I said back then that the illegal immigrant thing was just a doorway to get to you. Well, now they're insurrectionists. They could call anyone that. They could call anyone Antifa. The umbrella has widened. The mass Gestapo with the guns are not just for illegal aliens anymore. Stephen said it's a high priority. There were like 3 sentences there where he mentioned how important it is that we arrest these other people, also known as jerk-off rubes, U.S. citizens. Fuck you forever for that. Break time again. Okay. Ooh, let's get that heat on again. Ooh. Shit. Okay, here we go with the $3 hick language again. The Democrat Party has demeaned these individuals. They've even referred to them as Nazis and the Gestapo. And that is absolutely leading to violence. Not the masked guys with machine guns shooting women in the face 3 times. That's not leading to violence. That's not violence. Calling people Nazis and Gestapo when they're literally Nazis and Gestapo. Literally, son. Again, you're not living in a comparison world here. I showed you the Nazi salute by Leon, right? You saw that, son? Inversion of reality. Don't call us what we are. Since 1945, Hitler was a socialist. He wasn't like us. He wasn't a right-wing nationalist white supremacist like us. We don't want fascism like him. The socialists do. Morons! How many brainless sheep have I heard parrot that talking point because they heard some right-wing, worthless, goddamn politician spout it? Or they learned it from their daddy, granddaddy, who heard it from some worthless right-wing politician. You don't think for yourselves. That's why you're subjugated. That's why you will be subjugated. Fucking rubes. So calling the Nazis Nazis, calling the Gestapo, that's the problem according to the Reich, Tom Holman, Tic Tac Nose, all of them. Not shooting women 3 times in the face. That doesn't get people out on the streets mad. It's the Nazi rhetoric coming from the non-Nazis. The people they're attempting to subjugate and murder and commit violence against. Amazing, the inversion. Straight Satan only confirms further. Every day I watch this inversion take place. And again, son, I'm not talking about spin. I'm not talking about Bill O'Reilly here in the no spin zone. I'm talking about the devil on your shoulder, son. Flipping it. Just like the devil likes to flip the cross and the pentagram and all of it. Invert everything of God. Invert reality itself. Good is evil, evil is good, as it says in the good book. At end times, son, what you're in. They do it minutely. Straight inversion. That's how I know they're Satanists. This movement is purely of Satan. I would encourage Governor Walz and other Democrats who are demeaning law enforcement to sit down and have a cup of coffee with an ICE agent. I laughed my ass off when I read this. They shot a woman 3 times in the face, son. And they're talking about this like it's just a misunderstanding where we just need to all sit down and talk. Inversion. Here's why I wouldn't have coffee with an ICE agent. Or excuse me, the Gestapo. Because they might pepper spray me at point blank range. They might gang tackle me and beat my ass. They may shoot me in the face 3 times. They may take me to a facility even though I tell them I'm a U.S. citizen. just so they get their $1,000 bonus. They may ship me to 3 other facilities after that, so every jail can build a government, because it's all a big goddamn human trafficking racket. You understand that, right, people? That's all it is. Who pays the bill for all of it? You, dumbass. The ICE, his cunt bonuses that he gets, his pay, his salary, and they're getting paid well, son. That's your money. It ain't Donnie's money. When it's your money, he pays well. You pay for every facility they go to, moron. I'm sure you pay the $1,000 bonus per man, too, idiot. Sit down and have a coffee with them. I see you can't do that because they might shoot you in the goddamn face. That's the problem. This administration is trying to overthrow a state government and seize control of it. That's an insurrection. The reason the person is saying that is because of Donnie's comment about if Minnesota doesn't get its act together, that he's going to do martial law, which he planned on doing before the election even happened. I'm talking about the last November election. When he got in, this was already planned. He already knew he was going to do martial law and all that because they knew they were going to do all these Reich things that everyone hates. That's simple. Yeah, it's an insurrection against all of us. Yeah. For the non-Americans out there that think the federal government just has dominion over all of us, that's not how this country works. You see, whenever it's convenient for the right wing, they argue states' rights. The Constitution and how all of our laws are drawn up, states have like individual rights, their own rights, things they can do. That's why there's differences from state to state. And no, the federal government just can't tell you to do anything. That's not how it works here. So again, when it's convenient for the right wing, when it's like a racist policy or a map they're trying to draw for gerrymandering or something, they say states' rights. When it's subjugation of the masses in service of the right wing fascist party, always, it's always been. No problem. No more states' rights. That's how it works in America. The administration trying to overthrow a state government. Yeah. Yep. Literally, that's what you're watching. Back to Miss Levitt. What would it take for Trump to invoke the Insurrection Act? That's a question only the president can answer. President spoke loud and clear. Democrats across this country, elected officials who are using their platforms to encourage violence. No, it's the women being shot in the face, babies being maced, stuff like that. That's what encourages violence. The violence the right commits, up to and including murder, on camera. In the most brutal, savage way, 3 shots to the face. And then they made sure, just like I said, someone watched some video today and they were crying when they were discussing it. I already knew this. I told you what happened. Even though I wasn't there, I didn't see it, I didn't need to. I know what these cunts are thinking. And they know they murdered that woman. And they wanted as few cameras to see that body as possible. They didn't want to let anyone near it, because then that person can come back and tell you and I what it looked like, what happened, how horrific it was. I told you. They pulled her out of the car like a sack of fucking potatoes so they could hide that goddamn body. That could have been a woman you knew or cared about. That's what that man said happened. That watched the footage that is not being shared publicly. It's too graphic. He was a journalist and he explained the footage. I forget his name. I don't care what his name is. I already knew what happened. And he described exactly what I said. They got that body out of there quick as possible. The guy was in tears explaining it. That's how horrific the footage was. That they can't release publicly. Already knew it. Why? Because I know they're murdering cunts. That's why. Had a guy offering to help give medical assistance, for fuck's sake. They treated him like he was a terrorist. Can't let the citizens near a murder victim. So again, all this bullshit by the Reich that it's the rhetoric from other people that is the problem. Fuck you and fuck the Reich. How goddamn dare you? They murdered a woman flat out on the street and they all wanted it to happen. That's simple. No discussion about rhetoric or cups of coffee with goddamn murdering Gestapo is going to change that. We all saw it, son, and we all know what it is. I've been making this argument to you people, or this point to you people, for years. This is the lawyer. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. And the lawyer sounded like me. Because Mr. What's his name? Hassett? Yes, Hassett. This pure goddamn sycophant who handles business commentary for the Reich. I don't know what else he does. And he's on Fox. And this is important. Let me unplug this piece of shit. This was today, I believe. This is important, son. Here's the lawyer commenting on what the business person said. You have to laugh at the far right freaking out for decades about the idea that liberals would create a new world order only for Trump to come in, and his officials are just out here going, oh yeah, we're creating a new world order. That's a thing we're doing. I'm going to read it to you in a second. Don't worry. The lawyer doesn't talk about things like this. He mostly talks about immigration issues because he's an immigration lawyer, I believe. I've made this point to you how many fucking times over the years. He's not the only one making it either. We had to listen, be subjected to these cunt social media companies that took truckloads of Russian money, put Pizzagate in our fucking face, the right-wing grift machine as well, all financed by Vlad and nefarious oligarch cunts. And the website's all too goddamn happy to take the money as they censor the fuck out of people like me and promote the shills being directly paid by Russia. We had to listen to those people and the websites promote the pedophile, liberal, evil message for 20 goddamn years. With all the right-wing podcast hacks, day after fucking day, they're still going. And Pizzagate and New World Order. And it was all the liberals doing it. No, it was the white supremacists doing it. Alex Jones. It's what they wanted. The New World Order is a Nazi thing, is a right-wing thing. Always has been. How do I know? George Bush Sr. I've told you the story. I've read you the little speech. New World Order, he said. And he said that's what separates the law of the jungle from, the law for the rest of us. Wonder what he meant by that. Fox Business, what can we anticipate from Trump's Davos speech? There's going to be some look at the new world order that President Trump is creating. Now. I told you it's all happening now. I told you all those other people you listened to all those years were all wrong. I never said it was happening. I never pointed at anyone and said they are it. Until now. Past 10 years. Now. New World Order. Now. Nazis. Now. Satanists. Now. Pedophilia. Now. The Reich. End of the world. Now. Antichrist. Now. Revelation. Now. Something threw me, though, today with this New World Order thing. Carney went to China, the leader of Canada, and he had a different look about him. I don't know what it is. It's serious, though. And what he's doing in China is he's trying to go around the United States because the United States is not a reliable trading partner anymore. In fact, they're an enemy. They want to annex Canada. So they're looking for new trading options. He's sitting at a table and he's giving a speech. I don't know if he's still in China or he's back in Canada. He may have been back in Canada with some of his people. And he says, I'm paraphrasing, what we did with China today will be good for us in the New World Order. I was like, and again, he had a different kind of look about it. And he's on the other side of this. He said it in a very slow, the New World Order part at the end. He said it in a very slow, drawn out way, like New World Order. Like something's weighing on him. What it felt like to me, because I know he ain't down with this, at least that's not how he's presented himself. It was almost as if he was speaking about it as someone on the outside of it. Like the New World Order is happening. Since it's happening, what we've done with China will help us handle the New World Order that is being instituted by someone else. That's the feeling I got. But people are fakers sometimes. You get wolves in sheep's clothing. Could Carney do a 180 and all of a sudden be down with the Reich and betray his people? That could happen. I've seen other people I thought that would never be down to come down. Maybe they get to him personally somehow. And I think you know what I mean by that. Force him to do something. Go along. Something is different about him right now. I noticed it in China. I noticed when he was sitting at that table when he said that New World Order thing. And I was really surprised that he said it. But again, it's like he's got something heavy that's weighing on him. He looks different. He seems different. And he says again, something that we did with China today will help us in the new world order. Again, it was almost as if he was speaking as someone on the outside of it, like knowing it's coming, knowing it's Donnie and the Reich and what they're doing, and saying this will help us handle it better. But I don't know for sure. All I know is Carney has not given any real signal that he's down with the Reich in any way. I mean, he wasn't over in China trying to trade with them for no reason. So it threw me. It didn't make sense. And again, I'm hoping, and it's the feeling I kind of came away with, that he is speaking as someone on the outside of it, that understands it's happening and there's nothing he can do except try and just do what's best for Canada. We'll see, I guess, where Carney goes and what he does. But again, you got Hassett here, New World Order, right in your face, son. And he says President Trump is creating the New World Order. He's assigning Trump the credit. Do you people that spent so much of your life and made a religion out of the right-wing grift machine for decades, do you feel stupid? I would. I mean, I gave the speech so many times. You people were the finger you were pointing on every subject. Literally. And all those grifting ass right-wing podcasters were preaching the gospel of what we want to do to liberals, not what liberals were going to do to everybody, to them. That was always a lie. This is incredible. How the very people that preach the gospel of anti-New World Order, liberal evil, commie socialist Hitler, all of that, they're the very people that are the movement of the New World Order. They're the very people that bring the Antichrist to power. They're the very finger they were pointing as you sent them money and took their words as gospel. Also financed by Vlad and some very nefarious people, but there's going to be some look at the New World Order that President Trump is creating. So rubes, conspiracy rubes, right-wing people, all of you out there, the New World Order that President Trump is creating. His own cabinet said that. This isn't Cory Booker fucking saying that. You were the finger you pointed at everyone else. You were it. You are it. The lake is your destiny, lest you turn away. I suggest you turn away. You won't listen. Oh my God. Oh, shit. Sorry. See if I can fix this. All right, maybe not. All right, I'm going to have to take the phone off for a second. Sorry. It's a real professional operation here. Okay. Real professional. Should be good now. Okay, Miss Machado from Venezuela, the rebel leader, Princess Leia, if you will, who wanted all this to happen. I thought she was coming on Monday, give Donnie the Nobel, her Nobel. She decided to come Thursday. It was announced. She showed up. No one greeted her. She got nothing. She had to go through the metal detectors like any other visitor. She comes out a little while later, doesn't really answer any questions, and leaves. Maria Corina Machado has already arrived at the White House to offer her Nobel Peace Prize to Trump, but no one from the government came out to receive her. Here's her car, and they're getting out now in this picture. And I was like, the second I saw this is the first piece of news I saw about this. I said, well, yeah, that's exactly how I figured it would go, but I thought at least he would get on camera with her for 2 minutes. She comes here to give him the fucking Nobel Prize that he's coveted for his entire life. And he doesn't even have anyone greet her, bring her in, no little camera moment, nothing. So no one to receive her, she's just a regular old visitor. And before we get to the rest of it, let's look at this. Levitt complains that protesters are pointing their middle fingers at us. She mentioned that when she talked about people inciting and being called Nazis and Gestapo, that people were giving the middle finger. She was holding up like pictures. It looked like an SNL skit, for fuck's sake. And again, just there's always a post, a tweet, a moment, footage, everything the Reich has ever said. And this one just happened a few days earlier, I believe. Wasn't that long ago. Where Donnie went to the Ford plant, I believe, and the person said pedophile protector, and Donnie gave the finger. So here's the video above Miss Levitt commenting that people are giving the finger and calling people Nazis and Gestapo. Donnie in a Ford plant giving the middle finger, and I'm going to show you a better picture. This is just the video I wanted to show you. To a worker, a working man, on camera, as if they're in the high school locker room. He's the president. I don't know if you're aware of that. And again, 3 days, however many days later, she's complaining that Gestapo's getting the middle finger. There's always the hypocrisy with the right-wing machine. My God, it's like picking cherries that are nice and ripe right off the tree. That's how easy it is. Here's the picture. Well, that sums up his presidency, and that's Lucifer talking, in case you didn't know. There's Donnie giving the finger. That's the president at a Ford plant, giving a worker the finger. That's what you elected president. And then again, a few days later, he'll have Tic Tac Nose up at the podium say, they're giving Gestapo the finger. Well, wait a minute. Donnie just flipped off a fucking worker the other day right on camera. What are you talking about? That's fair play in the Reich. The hypocrisy, son, the hypocrisy. All right, someone's commenting about Miss Levitt saying that Donnie was joking about martial law. No, he wasn't. Expect it before midterms. That's guaranteed. Mark it on your calendar. Etch it in granite. And that they knew this before January, by the way, that they were going to do it. So when Trump says something indefensible, he's joking. Yeah, for 10 years, I've heard that. And when he does the thing that's indefensible, it's fake news, right? And if you're suffering the result of that indefensible thing, you're labeled a domestic terrorist by his DOJ. Like, you might even be dead as a result, and you're labeled a terrorist. We just watched that happen with Miss Good. That's pretty much the cycle, yeah. Over and over again, like an endless loop in hell. In a hurry, head down and with her tail between her legs, Miss Machado slips out the back door of the White House without wanting to give any statements. Yeah, this was the next piece of news I saw. I'm like, damn, he just had her come drop it off. Like, thanks, honey, you can leave now. Damn, that's the Antichrist, son. This woman was hoping to be leader of Venezuela. Donnie threw her under the bus. She still comes here, offers the damn trophy. And he's just like, yeah, whatever. Oh, thanks. You can go. Fuck off. Do you think Donnie's going to make her leader now? Jerk offs. Let's see. So she sneaks out the back door. Did I show you the picture? Let me show you again if I did. All right, back to Miss Levitt. Oh, no, it's about Miss Machado. Excuse me. They're demoting Maria Machado again in the White House. These are like Latin journalists that posted these. The spokesperson, he's talking about Miss Levitt, confirms that Trump still thinks that Machado cannot be the president because she does not have the respect or the leadership of the people of Venezuela. Yeah. So her coming all the way here, her giving him her Nobel Peace Prize, and she's still under the bus. That's what happens when you make a deal with the devil. You shake hands with the devil for your noble ends. And this is Ron Filipkowski saying, pathetic. Venezuela opposition leader Machado just told Fox she presented the Nobel Peace Prize to Trump today. I presented the prize, the medal, the peace, the Nobel Peace Prize. I presented the president of the U.S. the medal, the peace, the Nobel Peace Prize. Again, she has to get on camera herself. Talk about it after. Because that's how little Donnie thinks of her. Didn't even give her 2 minutes on camera to do her little piece of theater. And Donnie finally get that prize he's always wanted. Totally disrespected her and then told her straight up, yeah, you're still not going to be president, honey. Thanks for the trophy. Thanks for stopping by. See you later. Antichrist, man. The fact that he even wants her peace prize. That he orchestrated all this. Should tell you he's the Antichrist right there. I mean, this goes way beyond narcissism. This goes into serious God complex territory. Yes, you guessed it, Ron Filipkowski again. Trump sold out Machado and the people of Venezuela in exchange for oil he could sell, then deposit the proceeds in a Qatari bank account, while Republican reps in South Florida, afraid of Trump, have been lying to their constituents the whole time. Yep. Yep. That's what happened. Yeah, the money's going in a Qatari bank account. That sounds legit, right, Rubes? How's your farm doing? Your house, your mortgage, your job, everything good? Donnie's got a whole account in Qatar of oil money that he stole. And here's a picture of her, Princess Leia, after she gave the trophy. He couldn't even give her 2 minutes on camera. That's how much respect he has for this person. Maria Machado, on her meeting with Trump, I presented the president of the U.S. with the Nobel Peace Prize. And you're still under the bus, honey. Where are we at? Jesus, it's over 2 hours. 2:07. All right, I got to take another break, man. People are working me too hard here. It's not that fun doing over 2 hours of commentary either with a thick winter hat on and a thick ass hood over it. You can barely hear yourself kind of talk, so you gotta like yell. And it wears your throat out and your ears and all kinds of shit. Howard Stern used to complain after doing his 4-hour show how shitty he felt, because people look at you sitting in a chair just talking, doing commentary for 4 hours, 2 hours, whatever, and they don't realize that it wears you the fuck out, man. Especially when you're yelling cunt every 3 fucking seconds. Oh. Okay, he. All right, a timeline. I found this fascinating, and it makes total sense. Just more evidence of Donnie's fucking just utterly shady ass history. 1985. Trump's sister buys 1125 South Ocean Boulevard for 11.5 million. Trump buys Mar-a-Lago for 15 to 20 on the same day. Epstein will tell a journalist he underwrote one or both purchases. Epstein's by North County Road property, which he sells 3 years later for almost exactly 11.5 million. 19 years pass. 2004. Trump buys 1125 South Ocean Boulevard back from his sister for 11.5 million. That was the first house that his sister bought. Trump and Epstein fight to buy Wexner's old North County Road home. Remember, there was a real estate deal that they fought over. That's the real reason for the falling out, not any fucking pedophilia. Donnie was all in that shit. New York Times will report that Trump and Epstein, the home ends up selling for many millions, more than it should, because of Trump-Epstein bidding war. New York Times reports that Trump and Epstein have a falling out in 2004 over a failed business arrangement. This was 2004 they're talking about. 2 weeks after Trump angrily outbids Epstein, someone drops a dime on Epstein to the police about underage girls. 2 weeks. Four years pass, during which Trump tries unsuccessfully to sell the North County Road address he overpaid for by millions to outbid Epstein. 2008. A Russian oligarch, Dmitry Rybolovlev, buys the N County Road property for 95 million, more than twice what Trump paid for it. God damn, this is so shady. All the way down the chain from the beginning to fucking end, all these years. Just fraud, lies, extra money, value added that doesn't exist. Just, it's so obvious it's money laundering through through real estate deals. It's so fucking obvious. I don't have to be an accountant, an IRS agent, or anything like that to totally see the pattern here. My God. It's so fucking obvious. So Roblev buys the home for 95 million, more than twice what Trump paid for it. Trump had no other offers. I mean, that's totally normal. A seller has no other offers but you, and you're paying double what the fucking seller paid for it and what it's worth. That's totally normal, right? Yeah, in mob money laundering world it is. It's the largest amount ever paid for a home in the U.S. What, in 2008? There has to be something that costs more by now, right? 2016, Roblev's plane meets Trump twice immediately pre-election. 2017, Epstein rep says Trump meets with Epstein at Epstein's house December 23rd or 24th. Roblev's plane's in Miami. Yeah, the truth. Donnie didn't have a falling out with Epstein because of girls, because of children. Donnie was involved with those children. He was all in that world. He loved it. Every day, all day. It was over a real estate deal. And then once he started seriously running for president, when he actually had a chance, now he had to distance himself. And he still hung out with them after he got inaugurated. (2017) December 23rd, 24. That's just the one we know about. After all the rubes and liars and disingenuous cunts, trolls, bots, the whole right-wing grift machine. As soon as Donnie found out, Epstein was involved with the young girls. He broke it off with Epstein. No, he didn't, son, never. And just like people were saying 10 years ago that this was over a real estate deal, that's what the falling out was really about. And it looks like Donnie dropped dime right after a couple weeks, too, on him. His best friend's son. Over a real estate deal. He still hung out with him after he was inaugurated. Despite that whole theater. Despite all your lies. Despite the Russian talking points they gave you. Florida Panthers sadly came to the White House. I really wouldn't be able to do it if I was a sports player. And I know the coach would probably say, everyone's going, or, you're going to face some serious consequences. I'd be like, you know what? I guess I'm going to face those consequences, coach. Sorry. But that's me. And I know it's hard to get a spot on an NHL team. That's not an easy thing to achieve. And, people don't want to rock the boat. They don't want to lose what they got by offending Donald Trump, because Donald Trump will try and get you removed. And he won't even have to. The coach will fuck you up just for not showing up. He'll do the work for Donnie, in other words, especially the Florida Panthers coach. But this is what Donnie said, one of the things. I heard they have a little surprise. Ooh, that looks nice. I hope it's that stick and not just the shirt. That stick looks beautiful. That looks beautiful. Maybe I get both. Who the hell knows? I'm president. I'll just take them. That's Donnie Shitbags. It's always about him. Gift for him. Tribute for him. I'll just take them. Like I'll take the $1 billion from the Treasury. And maybe I'll just keep it. Maybe I won't give it to charity like I said. He said all this out loud. That's the point of why I'm reading this to you. That last sentence. I'm president. I'll just take them. Because gifts for Donnie is what this all is about. That trophy, what I posted all day, he didn't want the girl. He wanted the trophy. And he proved that. And the girl didn't get what she was looking for. With the hockey team, it's, oh, what gifts can I get out of it? And I'm president, I'll just take them. Like I took oil, like I took a country, like I can take anything. Like I took that woman's trophy. So Trump's Venezuela policy seems to be leave the dictatorship in place. Yep. The dictatorship lets him sell their oil. Yep. He puts the proceeds in a slush fund in Qatar, which he can spend from as he pleases without congressional authorization. Yep. He had to find a way to get around Congress for all the subjugation of us and the wars around the world he is about to start. Because they will not fund that shit. So, tariff account, oil money, whatever you steal from other nations, just like Adolf did. Same thing. And yes, he left the same regime in place, just without its figurehead. Vice president, that's all. Same people, same cart, same mob running Venezuela as before. Just they took the head guy out, that's all. And here's Donnie at the desk explaining again how Miss Machado is still under the goddamn bus. Delcy Rodriguez is a fantastic person. We get along very well. Venezuela will be fine with her. That's the vice president or the person that took over, not the rebel leader. This is again a Latin reporter. This is translated from Spanish. Ha ha ha, the Venezuelans were celebrating and all the other countries that kicked out Maduro, and in the end they left another Chavista. Yep. What did I tell you, class? I told you that no matter how much this woman kisses Donnie's ass, if she even comes and gives the trophy, Donnie will still not let her run the country. Delcy Rodriguez is a fantastic person. We get along very well. Venezuela will be fine with her. Yep. That's, again, not the rebel leader running the country who handed over her Nobel Peace Prize. This is someone commenting on Stephen Miller's comment. In Minnesota, the insurrectionists have come out of hiding. Now, the person's comment, they want to kill you in the streets and label your corpse a domestic terrorist. Don't forget that. Yep, and they already did. Already happened. For anyone that wants to say, no, that's ridiculous, that's preposterous, that won't happen, that's ridiculous, you're being dramatic. No, it already happened. We watched it on camera. We watched the whole thing. And they whisked the murderer away, and they picked up her body like a sack of potatoes as quick as they could after they shot her in the face, murdered her straight up in front of the whole fucking world. And then they lied and said the fat fuck Johnny had injuries when I watched him scamper the fuck away just fine. The whole world did. Internal bleeding, really? Because it looked like he broke into a jog to fucking get the fuck out of there to me. Made hand gestures, all kinds of shit. Yep. Do you understand? Again, that's why I'm here. That's why I've been here for 10 goddamn years, wasting my time. They can. The masked cunt Gestapo agent can. Cap you in the fucking face 3 times. Take your body away from prying eyes like a sack of fucking potatoes. U.S. citizen, son. Again, this isn't an illegal because I know you wouldn't care if it happened to them. You don't care that it happened to her either, but the point is it's you. Lie about it, whisk the murderer away to safety, treat him like a hero, call you a goddamn terrorist laying dead on the fucking street after they took your dead body out the car like a sack of potatoes. Hours later, they calling you a terrorist. You tried to kill an agent with your car. That is the fucking world you live in right now. That is your country right now. That is the Reich you live in right now. That is your reality. Precedent set. That ain't even good enough. They tried to go after the woman's spouse when they murdered her wife, her partner. Again, son, I haven't been here for 10 years. I'm not here right now for 3 goddamn hours. Because this ain't Satan. Because this ain't, again, the purest fucking evil. These cunts are so evil. They know they murdered that woman. That man ran away like a bitch murderer. They've been on it 24/7 trying to convince you it wasn't murder when we all know it goddamn was. That's the world you live in now. That's what our country is now. Yeah, that dystopian nightmare you've seen in movies. You've only heard about in distant lands. You're in that shit right now. How do I know? They shot a woman 3 times in the fucking face and pulled her out of the car like a sack of potatoes as the murderer ran away. And then they got on the news and said absolute immunity to whoever would goddamn listen. I told you America was over, right? America's goddamn over. Forever. That's your reality now. And it's going to get worse. Where they call your corpse a domestic terrorist. Key word in that sentence is corpse. U.S. citizens, if you're impolite to Gestapo, that's Donnie's rationale for it. After the facts were thrown in his face for about a week, we finally got Donnie down to that point of where if you're disrespectful to law enforcement, you deserve to get shot in the fucking face. Says the convicted goddamn felon. He said it, not me, son. She was very disrespectful. I know cops have killed for being disrespectful before. It's not new. Now it's state sanctioned. It's preached. It's the gospel of our government and the Reich. Oh, this is Donnie's post about Miss Machado. That's how much Donnie cares about this. It was my great honor to meet Maria Corina Machado of Venezuela today. She is a wonderful woman who's been through so much. Maria presented me with her Nobel Peace Prize for the work I have done. Such a wonderful gesture of mutual respect. Thank you, Maria. That's it. I was stunned when, it doesn't surprise me, but yet it does. When I first saw that she came here and no one greeted, nothing. She's going through the front entrance like a tourist or a delivery person. And shortly she comes out, doesn't answer questions really. Because everyone knew what it was, that she just dropped it off. She was told to fuck off and see you later. Anyone with a shred of class and decency would have politely refused it, so naturally Trump took it. Trump orchestrated it. What the fuck are you talking about? You think this was her idea? But I understand what Ron is saying. Refuse it? I would have never orchestrated it in the first place. How pathetic can a human get? And again, this is what I mean. This is serious mental illness here. He made a woman of a country he bombed who he never intended on helping. Come hand her Peace Prize over to him. He made her do that. Level of illness I can't even express. Again, someone commenting on the same Donnie announcing that he got the prize. Trump announces Board of Peace. This is a different one. Trump announces Board of Peace. Guess the FIFA Peace Prize and secondhand Nobel Prize aren't good enough. Now, I'm not sure what Board of Peace he's talking about here. I know a Board of Peace was mentioned for the Holy Land that Donnie would be the head of. But this isn't really clear. And here's Donnie's post, which I'll read to you. It is my great honor to announce that the Board of Peace has been formed. The members of the board will be announced shortly, but I can say with certainty that it's the greatest and most prestigious board ever. Assembled at any time, any place. Thank you for your attention to this matter, Donald J. Trump, blah, 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 blah. Again, the Holy Land was taken first. I told you all roads lead to the Holy Land, that this, in a major way, is what it's about. The temple, the Antichrist, him being worshipped as God. Gaza's ash, they're about to build. They may have started building. The temple's got to go up. They're calling this motherfucker King Cyrus for 10 years. And Donnie announced that after the whole Gaza thing took place, that there's going to be a board of peace, and I'm going to sit atop of it. That means I run the Holy Land. He didn't say that out loud, but we know what it means. Again, I'm calling the guy the Antichrist. He somehow manages to make the peace deal with Israel, which I forgot about. I just remembered right now. That's the prophesied peace deal, son, even though it's not real. He managed to pull that off. And he managed to become the person that runs the Holy Land. Troops on the ground, 200, I believe, American. This is all unprecedented, son. How many world leaders have we seen try and go make this deal? Did you notice that over the years? Nobody came close. Donnie did it. 1,000 Bible prophecy lessons have been given about how the guy that makes that deal, the impossible deal, the guy who wrote The Art of the Deal, the guy who talks about making deals, how he's the best at it. He made the deal. And now he sits atop the board of peace for the Holy Land. And he put a commercial out, and he even put up pictures on his own social media account from it, of gold statues of him on the Holy Land. I don't know what board of peace he's talking about, because the only one I know of is the Holy Land one. Maybe that's what he's talking about. I'm not sure. Jim Stewartson saying what I've been saying for years, what I talked about earlier. I swear to God, man, I've spent years listening to QAnon, MAGA, and neo-Nazis screech about a new world order being planned by the communist liberal deep state, and these assholes just come out and say it. Surely the dot connectors will figure it out now, right? They didn't figure it out when George Bush Sr. gave the New World Order speech? Nah, they just pretended that didn't happen. Or they called him a liberal, which, my God, he never was. You fucking kidding me? And again, the reason Jim is making this comment is because of Hassett and his New World Order comment. Shall I read it one more time for the Alex Jones people, the rubes, the conspiracy people? There's going to be some look at the New World Order that President Trump is creating. And yes, he's actually creating the New World Order, that thing they've been wanting to do for a long time. Since George Bush Sr. and before. This concept's been around maybe thousands of years. And again, how many world leaders throughout time have tried to be king of the earth? That's what it is, son. Donnie is literally trying to be king of the earth right now. And Donnie will succeed. Because Donnie has the blessing. And 10 kingdoms will work with Donnie. Donnie will not succeed because he's wonderful. He will succeed because he's crooked. And the people he's making the deals with are crooked. And the devil has given Donnie his blessing, seat, authority, power. That's why Donnie's where he's at. That's why Donnie will succeed where all others have failed. The devil didn't want them to succeed, son. They weren't the one. He wanted them to try, though. Again, I have to stress the most clear New World Order speech, the origin of it, in my opinion, in the modern era. George Bush Sr., flat out New World Order speech. That tells me it's a right-wing thing, a Nazi thing, a CIA thing. Because Georgie was a lifelong CIA man. I believe he was head of the CIA for a while. Do you know what you got to do to get that position? So I know from that, I can infer that we have a Nazi issue and a right-wing machine issue in the CIA, and we always have. And the CIA is behind the scenes helping a lot of this along, this New World Order thing. How do I know? Donnie blabbed one of their secret missions where they blew up a dock in Venezuela. They were there for months before Donnie's little invasion. That's a story you could tell about many countries and the CIA, boy. So yeah, Jim's saying it. That other person was saying it. The lawyer was saying it. How many years, how many decades have we listened to the right-wing grift machine talk about liberals, New World Order, they want to subjugate us, blah, blah, fucking blah. Meanwhile, it was always you, always the right wing, always Donnie, always all the Nazis, all those people, not liberals. Jim and the lawyer are saying the same thing I've been saying for years. When Trump desperately needed people to vouch for him with skeptical evangelicals in 2016, David was there to do it for him at the Christian Broadcasting Network. This is David Brody, Ron Filipkowski is talking about. Let's see what David has to say now that the Reich has borne some of its teeth. So for those keeping track at home, Trump is looking to make Iran great again, is serving as acting president of Venezuela, is chairman of the Gaza Board of Peace, and literally had the U.S. Institute of Peace renamed in his name. What's next? CEO of Greenland? New slogan, make the Western Hemisphere great again? Hey, MAGA, you good with this? Let me know. He's calling other people MAGA? Did he stop being MAGA? Because he was MAGA. He vouched for Donnie. When I come across people that vouch for Donnie or currently have voted for Donnie, I just really wonder, what do you want me to do with your complaints? Take them seriously? Geraldo, another one. I know you vote Republican, dude. You're rich. And you're on Fox News. You vote Republican. Come on, son. You complaining now? They rounding up your people? David Brody, Mr. Christian? Sticking up, vouching for the fucking Antichrist? Well, I'm supposed to take this seriously now. When you made it happen. When you preached its gospel. Geraldo, too. But the titles, the real reason I wanted to show you the titles. Donnie wants all accolades, all titles, all crowns. Antichrist wants to be king of the world. That's why I'm showing you this. Again, he wants to attack Iran, which he's backed off of for a minute. Acting president of Venezuela, chairman of the Board of Peace of the fucking Holy Land, Institute of Peace renamed in his name, wants to annex Greenland. I mean, just we could go on and on. Wants to be king of the world. Antichrist, man. Just proves it in every way that he is that thing. Ron Filipkowski again. And we're almost at the end. I got one more, and this is shitbirds over. Now that Trump got the medal from Machado, he will never meet with her again, nor will he help her in Venezuela. He's getting his oil from the Maduro regime, which is all he cares about. He believes she stole what is rightfully his, and now he's staring at the medal like Gollum. Damn right he is. Again, that woman came here, didn't get any reception, walked in like a fucking Amazon delivery person through the same checkpoints, handed the trophy over, said, thanks, honey, left in shame, got absolutely nothing except 5 pounds lighter from whatever trophy, medal, whatever she gave to Donnie. I told you, back when she first started talking Donnie up, she's shaking hands with the devil and her noble cause. The ends justify the means philosophy, which so many of you people willing to shake hands with the devil because you got a noble agenda, a cause, a goal. It'll never work. Miss Machado's a perfect fucking example. My God, there couldn't be a more perfect example. She, unlike you, gave Donnie what he's coveted his whole fucking life, the Nobel Peace Prize. You didn't give him shit. And she got a foot up the ass, get the fuck out, thanks for the trophy, see ya, honey. What do you think you're going to get? When all you gave was a vote or something. She gave him the Nobel Peace Prize. And she still got the foot up the ass and fuck off. Staring at the medal like Gollum, my precious. Like the ring. Oh my God. This is such a fucking... I can't believe this is our reality. I hate you people. And you know who I'm talking to. This man made a woman from a third world nation come hand over her Nobel because he thinks he should get it after he bombed her fucking country, after he bombed Iran, after he bombed Yemen, after he bombed this place, that place, murdered a woman on the street. It might as well have been his hand pulling the trigger. And he wants the Peace Prize. Turned our own military against us, hired mass fucking just anybody, Gestapo, anybody willing to take money for kidnapping, murder, violence, mayhem. And he wants the Peace Prize. Pedophile, rapist, defamer, fraud, traitor, spy. Did I leave anything out? And he wants the Peace Prize. The irony, just the strangeness, the inversion. My precious. He's got the precious now. And we're at the end. Trisha McLaughlin. Utter goddamn sycophant destined for the lake. My God. The lake don't care how pretty you are, Miss McLaughlin. I know Donnie does, but the lake don't give a fuck. They gonna be a lot of pretty people burning in the lake, boy. DHS spokesperson Trisha McLaughlin on acts of violence against ICE agents in Minnesota. Are you ready for this, son? pouring water on the ground so that it would freeze the ground in front of our federal law enforcement vehicles so that they would potentially slide, crash, and potentially kill them. She's trying to turn pouring water on the street into a crime. She's trying to make an equivalence, I guess, between pouring water on the street and someone should have the right to arrest you, hurt you, whatever, for that. You're committing a violent act. As opposed to pepper spraying babies, macing people point blank, macing people through their windows as you drive by, their open windows. I watched you do it to a man with his baby daughter in the back fucking seat, where her eyes got hit with the mace, and so did his. Attempted murder of a woman with the 5 shots. I know you were hoping she was dead. Outright murder, we all saw on camera. Kidnapping people, kidnapping American citizens, terrorizing communities, walking around like para-goddamn military, full tactical gear, mask, helmet, machine gun. Like some shitty third world dictatorship. Like some shithole country you people like to talk about. See, when I compare all that to pouring some water on the ground, pouring water on the ground sounds real tame, and it sounds like a Reich reaching for a crime. So, because this Reich is really desperate for their Reichstag moment. I mean, Stephen wanted to give his plenary authority speech months ago. It's so sad we have to watch our waning moments in this paradigm. As a worthless blonde nothing, who's been nothing but a pretty girl her entire life. Nothing else. We have to listen to her make equivalences between murder and pouring water on the ground. In dying America, it's so depressing. It's so sad. Watching the path that so many are taking. Because I know where it ends, man. This ain't a game. And whatever distraction you have going on in your life will not stop the wave. So pay attention and expect it. Because whatever bliss you're in, not paying attention, whatever, to your world will not stop the wave, son. The good book explains that, they were being given and taken in marriage when it all ended. And the end times and during the flood, when the flood happened. I believe, if memory serves, because I haven't really studied scripture like I used to. Once it became part of me, once I understood the book to a degree I felt comfortable with, I almost felt like I didn't need to read it anymore. I believe end times was compared to the flood. That the end times will be when the Christ returns, when it all ends. It'll be like the flood, where ordinary things were still going on. Some ordinary things. People were getting married. They were doing regular shit. Then they were covered in 1,000 feet of water. according to the story. I didn't see it. End times is compared to that as well. The whole earth ain't going to be on fire. There will be some normal shit going on. There was normal shit going on in Germany when the Reich, the old Reich was going on. When it was all out war everywhere else. So that's how it's described. So no matter what distraction we may have going on, or whatever we got going on in our life, or we may want to take the path where, you know what, this is all too much for me. I just want to forget about it. I've said that to myself many times. I've had the debate in my head. Do I continue with this? Do I just let it go and enjoy the few years left of my life I have? Because it ain't getting me nowhere. It's hurting me, actually. Big time, in many ways. But I feel it's that important once I have the debate with myself for various reasons I won't go into. In other words, turning away from it will not stop the wave. Expect the wave. Expect the choices coming. The most important choice of your life. Not the choice to have children, not the choice to get married, not the choice to go to college, not any other choice you've made. Almost meaningless in comparison. The choice will be this simple. Take the mark, worship the beast, worship the image, worship the imp. Make a pledge of loyalty to that effect. And who in all history was more about pledges of loyalty than Donnie Shitbags? My God, I've never seen such a monster with that. You will be asked to be part of the beast system. You'll be asked to take a currency. I assume you will be asked to take a mark. You will be asked to worship the beast, the image, the imp. In the process, you will either be straight up asked to renounce God or the Trinity, or that will just be implied by your observance of the other. That will be the choice presented to you. All must choose when that time comes. No one can sit it out. You choose life or death in that moment. And I'm talking about eternal life or death. If you take the mark, you are automatically irredeemable forever. It's over. You will face plague upon plague. You'll face the wrath of God. You'll face judgment on the battlefield if you are present. You'll face annihilation on the battlefield. I assume the plagues come before that. I'm not sure. You'll even long to die, and death will be withheld from you. That's how bad it gets. And the ultimate destiny is the lake if you take it. Why? Because you're irredeemable automatically. It's the moment where we all get separated. The wheat from the chaff. No distraction, nothing you're interested in. Nothing will stop that wave, that choice, that moment from coming to your doorstep. That moment, again, is your life or your death. You choose. And if you choose life by not taking the mark, you may be killed here, but you will live. If you do take the mark, you may not be killed here immediately, but you'll face the worst plagues I can possibly imagine and not imagine. That's what's described. You will be tortured by things I can't fully describe to you. Things will happen to your body. Judgment will come upon you while you're still living. Then you die on the battlefield, I assume, or wherever you are when Christ returns. Then the lake. Man, that just all sounds pretty fucking horrific to me. As opposed to not taking the mark, starving to death, being killed, whatever happens. The alternative, man. Again, I wouldn't be here for 10 years unless the alternative was that fucking dire. It's one of the main reasons I'm here. One of the first videos I ever did, again, was about the Mark of the Beast. 10 years ago. That channel's long gone. Because I felt an urgency. I saw the cult building. I saw the white supremacist thing happening. And it didn't make logical sense. One more time. If you take the mark, you are dead forever. And you will face plague, judgment, strange creatures doing things to you. You'll beg for death and it won't be given. Then you will die. Then the lake. So don't take the mark, man. It won't be worth it. Not for any of you. And understand, no matter what you got going on, this wave is coming. And this choice, this moment of choice will come. It's the point of everything. It's the moral of the incident. These thousands of years of evil and subjugation. That moment, that choice moment where everyone's got to choose, that's the point of it all. What I don't understand is not everyone who has lived throughout history will be alive in that moment. So I don't understand how that part works, but again, I'm not God. What's happening now on earth is for the people now on earth. Unless the people that have died, maybe God gives them the choice. Would you like to follow the devil? I don't know. Maybe everyone gets to choose in both realms at that moment. Do yourself a favor. Don't take the mark. Again, I wouldn't be here for 10 years. I wouldn't be here for 3 fucking hours blowing my voice out if it wasn't that fucking dire, man. No money, fame, nothing good here. All misery. Why? Because of what I do, who I contend. And I understand that, although I do grumble quite loudly to the man. And I shouldn't, but I do. Because I'm about sick of goddamn everything. And I mean goddamn everything. And that don't mean what you think it means. That means I hate you, not that I'm going to kill myself. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm at a level of disgust for everything, and I mean fucking everything. Because I've watched too many walk down that devil's path, son. Way too many. People I thought that wouldn't. And I know, sadly, that when the time comes that they probably won't make the right choice. And I'm talking about many people. Make the right choice. Do yourself a favor. I wouldn't be here for 10 years. I wouldn't be here for 3 fucking hours when I got to work in the morning for $0. Unless the message was real important, son. Have a wonderful evening.